All right. Moving into this next one, which is, kind of the same stuff. Always prepare for court. Always prepare for court. And when you use attorneys to close and get proper disclaimers, you'll have the advantage. You really will. In fact, that'll probably defer most lawsuits that someone would like to bring against you. When the opposing attorney finds out what documents you have in your file, they're going to have a hard time coming up with a reason why, when it's all documented there. Here's what we promised. Here's what we didn't. Here's what the seller signed and said that we didn't do, and so forth. You got the best package, and you must assume you're going to get sued on every deal you do, and you must prepare accordingly. In other words, keep a good file, keep the disclaimers and disclosures in there. But you know what? Even if you lose them, your attorney's got them in his or her closing files. So don't worry about it if you lose them. So make sure that your attorney is keeping a copy of all the closing files. And there's no such thing as an oral agreement. Don't exist. If it ain't in writing, it ain't. And all contracts are adjudicated based on the intent. Make sure yours is clear and backed up with ample evidence in writing. Okay, I showed you my purchase and sale agreement over here, this big old whopping thing right here. That's it. I can't tell you how many hundreds and hundreds of houses I bought with that little piece of paper right there. So your job is to put the meeting of the minds on here, which simply means you go down the lines here, line by line, and fill in what's applicable, which means you actually have to read this thing to find out what it says. Best time to do that's while you're in bed trying to get to sleep. Be out like a light, because stuff is boring. But once this is filled out, all you got to do is ask yourself, what could the attorney not understand that's on here? And then you got to just learn to write in layman's terms. I give you all the clauses you're ever going to need in my boot camp manual. You just got to make sure that what you are representing here is clear to the attorney. I just had a conversation with my attorney yesterday about a student who's submitting her a deal, and he's selling it on a wrap. And he used my famous clause in there that the amount of principal interest on the wrap is the same as the amount of principal and interest on the underlying loan. But then he went on to write a whole bunch of crap that I've never seen in my life. She couldn't understand what his intent was. She thought maybe I would understand. And I said, Michelle, I don't know what the heck he's talking about. So you're going to have to get on the phone and ask him what the intent was and probably have him rewrite it, which is okay. That's the worst that can happen. You go write his contract, the attorney don't understand it, they call you, you get it clarified. That's all there is to it. Nobody's going to die, so don't be scared of these contracts. But again, when you're closed, you need the evidence in your file. Assume you're going to get sued. You'll need a closing attorney. You're going to need a litigation and business attorney. And you're going to need an estate planning asset protection attorney that has a tax lawyer in it as well. Many of you have seen my deal that I made with Bob Bloom out in Dallas. He's an estate planning attorney, and he does all this, all these documents for you to prepare you to make sure that your stuff goes where you want it to go when you're gone, and that while you're still alive, the right actions are taken that you decide you want, and he puts all that in a package to protect you also against predators coming in and taking away what you own. So that one law firm does all that for you. And by the way, you masters that are watching, if you haven't got a hold of him yet, what the heck are you waiting on? Geez, it's free for you. And take advantage of it, because that's a $25,000 package that you get free with Masters. For those of you who don't know what Masters is, I did not intend to talk about it during this event, but I may tomorrow. I won't today. So you're going to get some attorneys. Now, your closing attorney will not ask you for a retainer. If he does, he's not a real estate closing attorney. They get paid at closings. They get paid on every HUD-1 closing statement. Okay, they don't get paid in advance like litigation attorneys do. They'll ask for a retainer. Your estate planning asset protection firm will probably ask for a retainer as well, but you're probably only going to pay them once. Okay, you'll be paying your closing attorney over and over again, most likely.